secret location in the city that moves mountains.
Greetings.
I have come here to chew bubblegum, kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
What's up, flockers?
Good morning, everyone. Happy Mother's Day. Good morning, beautifully calm, and happy Mother's Day. Welcome to Here to Chew Bubblegum.
We're here. We're back. I'm ready for it.
Yes, we are.
We've had a lot of people asking about when Here to Chew Bubblegum is coming back. Oh, wait, no? This is the live recording.
Yeah, man, this is a live recording. I was actually going to say what you were thinking after she said her thought. I was not going to be rude and interrupt her, especially on Mother's Day, because she is a mother.
The fuck?
Some things never change.
Yeah, but we're back live, though, today.
Yes, we are.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, we are. The episode that we recorded that played last week, we actually recorded that 3 weeks ago today, and we're going to do things a little different this show, possibly like a new format that may stick. We're going to be bringing some old stuff back that we used to do on the show. Our emails, we're going to try to shorten those each show. And if we do, we will either post them on the Facebook page, or each of us will make a TikTok answering that particular email that we will also post on the Facebook page. I've not told you guys that. That is the plan. What do you guys think?
Surprise.
I think that if we do it on the Here to Chew Bubblegum account, it would be a good idea. Like, I could,
Definitely.
We could all do different videos on the Here to Chew Bubblegum account. I like that idea.
That sounds great to me. Now, we do not have an email from our favorite Mr. Bolin Cox. He is busy on the trail. He has a new job. He is Bolin Cox, the meat man. He's helping the beaver out and making the meat. So, and I'm sure you two guys know what I mean when I say helping the beaver out.
Yes.
Okay. So, have you guys been to the beaver yet? You have no clue what the hell I'm talking about, do you? Okay. There is a new place in your neck of the woods that have opened.
The beaver.
Yes. Okay. So you have been there, or you've not been there yet?
We've driven past it.
Okay.
We keep saying we're going to stop.
But we don't.
Yeah. It is like, from some of the videos I've saw on TikTok, it is huge. Huge.
Oh, yeah.
It's really big.
I don't want to deal with that traffic, because it's still like new. So everybody's still rushing to go there, and it's still
we're going to wait.
Crowded. They had to put in 2 more traffic lights.
Really? Do you know that they actually did a news story when that place opened, and there was a guy that drove from Indiana just to come there?
Yep.
So.
Hey, shit mess, where you at?
So, what have you guys been up to during the break?
Chasing chickens.
I have saw some of those.
Chasing chickens? Yeah, literally.
And you got your she shed up and going.
Not yet. I was hoping, my goal was to actually have this recording out of my she shed, so that we all had our own box on the screen. But I'm gonna have to push it to next week.
Now,
I don't have electric in there yet.
There's a great thing about having a shed like that. As long as you have a bucket, you can have indoor plumbing anywhere.
Or I could just pop a squat out in the field.
That works too. But I have missed the hell out of you guys. I've missed the hell out of you guys on Twitch. Thank you very much for asking about us. I am excited to be back. And we can share the news, what we were doing over break, what I was preparing, if you want to. It's totally up to you.
I think we should.
I was going to ask if
yeah,
you were
because
going
the
to.
anticipation has been real for a lot of people.
Okay.
So.
Well, one of you set us up and let everybody know what we have been doing, and I will, just fill in the gaps if there's any gaps.
Jeez, Attack of the Dog. We have. Well, do you want to? No, I don't know the whole story. Go.
What do you mean for? You've already.
I was going to talk because you weren't talking. Just talk.
Come on.
It's your thing. Goose, just tell us what we did. We did the thing. We had to record a thing, and then we sent it somewhere.
Yes. We were asked back at the end of February, 1st of March, we were selected to make a demo for Sirius XM Radio. You heard that right. And that does not mean that we will get picked. For us, myself, DirtyDan, and the Queen, for us not to have been doing the show even a full year yet, we were selected to make a demo for Sirius XM. And that in itself is a huge honor. And we may actually play the demo later on, months from now, for a show, because I'm going to be honest, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but everything that they asked for, I think I delivered in the demo. You guys heard the demo. What was your thoughts on the demo?
Well, at first, she first started listening to it. She rolled her eyes and goes, "What is this?" I'm like, it's
oh my God, you played some old episodes.
Yeah.
Then,
2
seconds into it, that was her the rest of the time.
Yeah, it was good. It was funny. Like,
Thank you.
You picked some really good sections, because I didn't know that you were going to put together like a whole hour episode with all little bits and pieces. I thought I was just listening to the intro that we had done, because we recorded that separately.
Right.
To play part of that. And I was like, how long is this? And Chris was like, "Oh, it's an hour." Like, he compiled all of our episodes, and we listened to it, and I was ascending. I was like, "Oh my God, these are old." I was like, "Oh, I remember that." Like, when we came into Bunker Studios, and it was cool. I liked it.
Thank you very much, DirtyDan. What was your thoughts on the XM demo? What she said. You do remember that we're doing like an audio show, right? So, people that are listening to the podcast, when you point,
he is out of practice, clearly. See, I've still been doing lives. I'm on the podcast. I'm still in the mojo.
Yes,
no, but
yes.
Come on, it's interactive, because by you asking a question, me not answering, and then there being a moment of silence, imagine what the audience members, the listeners are answering.
I can tell you exactly what they're going to be thinking. DirtyDan is an asshole. He is ignoring Goose. He is not answering the questions.
100% correct.
But
in 100% wrong. I'm the whole ass.
In the demo, they wanted to get to know us, and I think in the first half we actually delivered that, because we showcased myself, DirtyDan, and the Queen of the Flock, Rebecca. And then, we showcased the second half, what we actually do on the show. And I think it fit together great. You
should definitely post it. They want to hear it.
Well, we will definitely do that. They said that, the powers that be at SiriusXM, and when we got picked for Pandora, it was like 4 months before we heard anything. And it is about the same time frame for SiriusXM. Now, I have been told that if we do not make the cut, that, and we've talked about this before, you and I, DirtyDan, that they have SXM, like a podcast thing. So, like I said, for us to have not been together doing a show even 1 year yet, that is a huge honor. And I want to thank everyone for their comments, for everyone that listens to the show each week. And, thank you very much, from the bottom of my heart.
It has definitely been an amazing journey, like this whole thing, and it's taken off really quick, and we're kind of a big deal.
Yes,
I don't know if I told you, but we're kind of a big deal.
Yes, we are. And we've got 3 emails this week, and we can jump right into those. Rebecca, we will start out with you. And you have you have a really good one from Luke Fugit.
From Luke Fugit. All right. Glad to see you all are back. Really enjoyed the last show. I have made a little progress on the lucid dreaming project. I got the electromagnets, yes, more than one now, opposing each other surrounding me. I've been trying different frequencies of signal combined with varying binaural beats through headphones. I have also been keeping a dream journal, which is essential for training your brain to remember dreams. So far nothing, but it takes a while. I did feel I was realizing I was in a dream, but was unable to take control. DirtyDan, we could definitely be redneck mythbusters. We can blow stuff up on my property. LOL. Great show, everyone. Keep up the quality ear candy.
Thank you very much,
I heard this
Luke.
interesting thing on TikTok that if you want to try and remember your dreams, like as soon as you wake up and like you know that you're awake, is to lay on your back, because your dreams fall out your ears if you like lay on your side. So if you lay like on your back and like close your eyes, you can like remember your dream again, like right as soon as you wake up, and then write it down. Like don't get up to pee, don't move, don't undo the covers, don't check your phone, like immediately like roll on your back, try and get back into that state, and then write down your dream that you remember. Try that.
If I laid on my back, I have sleep apnea so bad I would probably die.
Do you want to know why?
Because I snore.
Yeah. Do you know why men snore?
Why?
Because when you lay on your back, your balls shut off your butthole and you get vapor lock.
Have you not heard that before?
Okay. Yes, I had heard that before, but that's something that I would expect from you, Dirty Dan. So.
Same way as you want to know why they call them man hours?
Why is that?
Because the woman would have had that shit done in 20 minutes.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. What's your thoughts on Luke's email, Dirty Dan?
I mean, I'm down for it.
To redneck myth bust and blow shit up.
Well, and he's actually wanted to come in. It's when we moved into this studio. He wanted to come in and do some stuff. And I'm like, well, let's wait later on to the summer. And this was back, maybe in October, November. I'm like, let's wait, maybe to the summer. We'll come out in the open. I'll bring a video camera and we'll do something like that. I'm like, let's not burn our new studio down just in case this doesn't work. So, but I am not saying that Luke's work is shoddy by any means. I'm just saying that the studio where we're at is an older place, so I don't know, how good the wiring and all that stuff is. If you come in and start hooking a bunch of stuff up, that is what I'm saying. But I could see you and Luke doing
my 19 microwaves and 13 hot plates and 7 hair dryers.
Exactly. I have 2 hair dryers and a curling iron. I'm actually letting my hair grow back out on top. So I'm thinking about doing a man bun or a skullet. Yeah.
You know that on my curling iron, it says on the warning label, for external use only. I shit you not.
I mean, that why would you put that on a curling
I will
iron?
just let y'all's imagination run with that one, but I just said, here's my thing. Like, if I'm ever, we're removing all the warning labels. Y'all can figure it out yourselves. Like, if you're dumb enough to not know, then survival of the fittest at that point. Fuck around, find out.
Definitely. Dirty Dan, before I read my email, I tagged you in a TikTok last night that was dealing with Elon Musk. Have you had a chance to watch that? Okay.
He doesn't even watch my TikToks, Goose.
That is not true.
Well, later. You watch all of them at once.
Still watch them.
Not timely.
You definitely need to watch this Elon Musk one because, dude, sorry to bust your bubble. I always, and I think I even told you, I don't know if I've told you on the show, but there's something off with him. And, you have to watch this TikTok that I tagged you in.
everybody's all like, "Oh my God, Elon Musk bought Twitter." Did y'all forget he wants to put chips in your brain? Like, did everybody forget that?
Well, that actually,
he wasted a whole bunch of fucking money sending a car with a dummy in it up into space that doesn't exist. I mean, did we all just like, what are you doing?
Well,
what are you doing?
The chips in the brain, that's actually in this TikTok. And, if you research him, he came from a wealthy family. And I think DirtyDan and I've talked about this before, maybe on the radio show. He came from a wealthy family. And, he really didn't accomplish anything. All he took was his family's money and did stuff with it.
Let's not forget who his mother is, and then his baby mama, who's doing all these fucking AI art video projects. Let's look at the whole picture, shall we? Can we look at all of it together with the
split, right?
That doesn't matter. It's about what she represents and what she stands for and what she promotes. That's the important part.
We have Beautifully Calm coming in with a comment. We watched The Tangle on Netflix last night, and it was screaming, Elon.
What is The Tangle?
I don't know. I haven't watched The Tangle. Is it a movie?
I would assume so.
Well, I don't know if it's an episode.
Well, it's on Netflix, so I'm going to go for a movie or documentary.
Yes.
So. Yes, D.
Real quick, we have been gone a while. Two things I want to ask you about. The second one, I really have no clue because I've not followed it. But the first one, Will Smith and the slap. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
You got me to take this one too? Because I got a whole thing on it.
I know you do. Before we go there, in reference to that, did you see Dave Chappelle getting tackled last weekend?
Yes, I did.
Did you see Chris Rock then get on stage?
Yes.
Oh my God. Anyway, go ahead.
So the whole Will Smith Chris Rock thing. I'm sorry. The whole thing was a moving up ceremony. Okay, so Chris Rock, to move up, he had to pick public humiliation. Thank you. And then Will had to do something, right? And then who won the award? I know there was they took it away or something. I didn't pay attention, but that was the whole thing. And if you watch it, he almost slips. Chris Rock almost slips and says the ritual. Like, he almost fucks up. But the whole thing is a satanic fucking ritual cult nonsense. The whole thing is a giant production to have them move up in their ranks.
I'm just personally a fan of all the memes that have come out making fun of this whole thing, because some of them are.
Let's not forget that Pfizer funded the.
Yes, they did.
Also is coming out with a new medication for the same disease that Will Smith's wife has. So I'll let y'all put those puzzle pieces together.
And, when I saw it first, because I think I saw it late at night, and I was just like, oh, shit. And then I've seen some TikToks, and I've seen some, explaining it the same way that you did. And for Will Smith to do that, if that was a ritual and plan, he ruined himself by doing that. Now, he may come back from that, but his reputation is tarnished. People are never going to forget that.
They're tarnished. They're all on the list. It's turned into Hollyweird. Nobody pays attention anymore. They're coming here to watch To Chew Bubblegum. We're the news now. We're the entertainment. They don't watch none of that shit anymore. That's why it was such a desperate fucking act.
What was your thoughts, DirtyDan?
I've never understood the dynamic of their relationship. I like Chris Rock, and it made some fantastic memes, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
Right. Well, the second one, and I've seen clips of this, the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. Are
you talking about that one clip though?
And my dog stepped on a bee, and
No. So first of all, the only thing that I have heard from the Amber Heard Johnny Depp case is whatever gets out fast enough by the time I scroll past it. Okay. Like I don't pay attention. I don't care. But what's interesting, the one that I did watch, is her do a whole fucking bump of coke on the stand. Like,
yes.
Credit where credit is due, bitch. Credit where credit is due.
I saw that. Sometimes when you watch people, and I won't say special needs, but when you watch people that are just doing the most asinine things that they can do, sometimes you can peek into the darkness a little bit and learn stuff, from the stupid things that they do. And that's a very good comment right there. But see, Amber also had an affair with Elon, and the surrogate baby maybe his. So
I don't know. There's just a lot happening, and it's all to like. How come nobody's talking about Maxwell? That her sentence got dropped 10 years.
Yes.
How come nobody's talking about that? How come nobody's talking about the leak?
On Twitter.
I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll wait on the next email until she comes back. That way she can join in. But there's been a lot going on. So, I guess entertainment-wise, I don't know why that I get entertained out of some of that. But just the whole trial thing, I mean, and she has to have the most stupidest lawyers that I think I have ever saw, period. Yeah. I'm not a lawyer, but I think I could do better at representing her than her attorneys have.
I think my cousin Vinny would have ended this case by now.
Oh, my cousin Vinny would have definitely ended this case by now. I mean, hell, you get Perry Mason or Matlock, game over, Game over.
I don't understand anymore the mainstream media.
Dude, I have quit trying to understand the mainstream media. Now, there has been a bunch of science news and stuff coming out that's under the radar that they'll release one week and you won't hear about it till the next week. And there's supposed to be some big event on May the 12th that I can't remember what. It might have been the European Space Agency. They're going to talk about a black hole that they found, what was in the center of it, and they're supposed to go through a bunch of stuff. And again, I think that's happening on May 12th, so that'll be like 4 days from now. But yeah, I mean, what a crazy world that we live in. When she's all right, I'm going to go ahead and go with the next email. It's from Christine, and some of the wording on this is a little bit difficult, and I'm not making fun of Christine. Do not think that, Dirty Dan. But Christine says, "Good morning. Can anyone please help me? I'll join. What has happened to the Mars mission that was supposed to happen in 2025 has now been pushed back to 2035. Whose funding is it still happening, and how many now are not going? I've not heard anything from ages, or has it been scrapped? I was hoping to see human life on another planet, but a one-way ticket would do it. Thank you, in Roswell. P.S. I'm a long-time listener and first time writing in." I've not really, and I didn't get a chance to research that before we came on. I apologize, Christine. I've not heard anything. As far as I know, we're still 2025 for Mars. How about you, Dirty Dan? Have you heard anything?
I haven't heard anything different.
Yes.
What about
I
you,
think
Potter?
I think it's been pushed back because we haven't figured out how to leave the outer energetic barrier yet. But
now, did you guys see? Did you guys see all those videos that they were saying with SpaceX from Florida? And there were like huge lights in the sky and
the bouncing,
yes,
like a ripple.
Yes, that does not look like a ship that we've launched into orbit. That looks like something totally different to me.
Have you ever seen one actually launch into orbit?
Well, yes, I saw the space shuttle before. I've never saw SpaceX get launched, but I have. I have saw a rocket launch. Let's put it that way. And I did see the Challenger blow up. So, And I did see that NASA is going to send naked pictures of human into space as well. So,
did anyone watch 2,000 Years yet? No. Same way as I haven't watched Watch the Waters yet. I honestly, like everybody else, talks about it enough that I'm going the other direction. Like wherever the masses go, I go the other way, and I wait.
I have, I think I've got Watch the Water saved in my queue. I've not had a chance to watch it yet. I did watch the latest episode of Better Call Saul, and I would recommend this season to anybody that was a Breaking Bad fan because it's all coming together. I know that's off topic. You know, Watching the Water is a serious subject, but damn it, Saul or Jimmy McGill has turned into Saul, and things are getting crazy in Albuquerque.
We will add that to the roster then.
Dirty Dan, take the next email. Take the last email, Dirty Dan.
We got Lucas writing in. It says, have you guys been keeping up with all the recent UFO activity in Ohio? From what I've read and researched, people have been seeing sightings several times a week for the past month or so, all over the state. Oswald, my friends.
I have read some about that. What about you guys?
I have as well. I have a subject to talk about today that's actually out of New York, not Ohio, but
now didn't with all the stuff that's went on the last couple of months in Ohio and sightings, didn't it move from like number 8 for the most UFO spotted UFOs to like number 4 in just like 6 or 8 weeks?
I think it was it's 3 or 4.
Okay, I knew it moved up, and you know, okay. Do you think it has anything to do with where MUFON moved from California to their headquarters to Cincinnati? Do you think that, you know?
Well, I mean, yes, no. If we're going to mention names.
Top 10. It's in the places, top 10.
It was in the top 10.
Okay, go ahead.
Already in the top
Keep
10.
going then.
Cincinnati in itself is a hot spot just because of, like, if there's a place where you're going to have a Men in Black scenario, you know, agent goes into a jewelry store in the corners and just shoots a guy's head off and it grows back, that's Cincinnati.
Yeah, well.
That's how I feel about that place. So,
yeah, I can't disagree with you there. So, I
just feel like MUFON is home now.
Well, you know, and most of the things that people see are explainable, but you've got, you know, those few that are not, you know, they are not explainable. And some of the stuff, not to blow TikTok up, but some of the stuff I've seen posted on that lately is stuff that we've talked about 8 months ago. You know, I mean, the first show you guys was on, you know, I'm starting to see some of that stuff, and it's, I guess, going mainstream, you know, especially a lot of the Navy patents that they own, and those are unreal. And if anybody has never looked those up, you can search Navy patents, or Navy UFO patents in your favorite search program, and find some of those. But I do want to thank everyone for writing in. You can always call, text, or leave a voicemail by calling 606-373-3396. That's 606-373-3396. Or you can email. How can they do that, Dirty Dan?
Well, you can email Goose at DirtyDan@HereToChewBubblegum.com, DirtyDan at HereToChewBubblegum.com, and Rebecca at HereToChewBubblegum.com. You can email into the show netter Elliot at HereToChewBubblegum@Yahoo.com.
Yes, you can. And we're going to jump on into segment 1. And Dirty Dan, you said you have a UFO story from New York or sighting or so forth?
Well, it's more of a subject, like a open discussion.
Yes. Take it away, my friend.
All right, so I've titled it "Gardening Guys versus UFOs."
Gardening guy.
Gardening guys. It's a pair of brothers that are from the New York area. It didn't. what is it called? Long downstate?
Do they like to plant
What are they
potatoes and tomatoes and shit?
Greater Manhattan area. I don't know what that means though.
Oh, just like they're still New York City. It's still New York City.
Okay.
That whole section's New York City.
Now, if you say gardening guys back in my part of the state, we're talking about growing some top quality marijuana.
You let me know about that.
Dirty Dan, take it away, my friend.
Go read your story.
I'm not an accomplice to this deal you're hearing on our podcast.
Hey, I was just stating what gardening guys were back in my part of the state.
And I'm just letting you know that I'm available for a conversation. Read, come on.
Again, Dirty Dan, we're doing an audio show that drops at 4.
Keep talking.
So there are a pair of brothers that are basically completely freaked out, like trying to sell their house up and move, have become recluse. They have made themselves complete humilities to their family because they spotted a bizarre tube-shaped UFO right above their back garden, and they had spotted that particular object floating in the sky and then decided to post it to social media. Well, as anyone knows from posting anything on social media, you can have 1,000 great comments on there that you're going to expect, but you can have 1,000 negative comments on there as well. And perhaps one of them or both doesn't have the same attraction as the other one, and things got quickly out of hand. So my question is for this is, if you became highly ridiculed very quickly over a social media post regarding this matter, what would your course of action be? How would you handle it?
That is a very good question. I would like to think that I am mature and grown up enough just to ignore the hate and not respond to it, not feed it. Now, if they're only attacking me, I really think that I could do that, no problem. Now, if they're attacking my family or my friends, then I'm going to have a problem, and I would probably say something.
You all know how I handle hate. I just expose it and transmute that shit right around. You can take this back. It's not mine. It's yours. Thank you. I'm all set. It's just projection. Hurt people hurt people.
Well, you know, something that I mean, when you put a negative comment on a Facebook post, on a YouTube video, on a TikTok video, whatever social media platform it may be, when you take your time to type out a post and it's negative and it's hurtful and it's, you know, and it's ill intent to hurt that person, I mean, you know, pardon my language, what the fuck are you doing? I mean, you're taking your time, and time is valuable. You know, you were taking time that you could be doing something positive for yourself, for your loved ones, and you're attacking somebody. Now, at the same time, there are a certain group of people like pedophiles, people that beat old people. You know, those people deserve to be attacked. You know, people may disagree with that, but I have nothing for those people.
I know.
But for you to take your time and to type out stuff, that just blows my mind why people do that.
So they do it for a number of reasons. One, hurt people. They're so miserable and unhappy and disappointed in their own life that they project that out, and misery loves company. They can't make it up to your level, so they're going to try and drag you down to their level, right? The other reason is because you you poke holes in their reality. You question the reality that they live in, and it threatens that, and they don't like it. So they're going to attack it, because our instinct is fight or flight, and we're no longer fight or flighting for survival, right? To keep a roof over our head, to find food, to find shelter. That fight or flight response has been shifted now to protecting our emotions and our psyche.
It's funny you got that pop up.
Yeah, I just got a threat pop up on my computer. But
Really?
so
A virus and threat protection.
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
But
gotcha.
So when we speak about certain things, when we make a video, when we say something that other people don't agree with, and they leave that hate and they leave that negativity, it's because it's threatening their reality. It's because they're scared. It's because they're hurt. It's because they're insecure. It's a them problem. It's not a you problem.
Well, let's let's say that someone types out this big long hate thing, attacking somebody for whatever reason,
Okay.
and they get into a terrible car accident or some type of accident and they die. I kind of feel sorry for that person, knowing that the last thing that they did was type out this big hateful, negative comment to bring somebody down. I mean, me personally, I would hate to be known. I mean, even if it was me that was known, that was the last thing I did. First, karma, maybe getting you for what you did. And second, why would you want to leave your legacy? The last thing you did was trying to destroy and hurt somebody's feelings.
So here's the thing with that is they don't think about it that way. They don't think objectively like that. They haven't sat down and thought about death. They haven't experienced it to that degree, right? And I heard something, I made a TikTok about it. We've had conversations about this. We were talking about it on the ship show, is if you have to have the promise of heaven, if you have to have the promise of anything good, if you have to have the promise of insert whatever to be a good person, to get a reward, to get an achievement, to level up, then you're not a good person at all, right? So those people that just constantly leave that hate and negativity, they don't have that. Their moral compass is out of alignment, right? They're so out of alignment that they think that what they're doing is giving them that little second of serotonin to think that they got one on you, right? It makes them feel better to be hateful. Yeah, it's not in their level. They can't understand it, so they're afraid of it.
I mean, that is beyond sad. And you touched on something there that I was going to comment on. I can't remember what it was, because you covered so much of stuff that I think and feel
Powerfully.
What was that, Dirty Dan?
I said because she covered so much stuff so quickly and so powerfully.
Yes, definitely. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's some special people on TikTok, and you can tell they get on there to have fun. And some of the comments, I mean, are just unreal, And like you said, if you have to do that to feel better about yourself, you're a piece of crap. I mean, plain and simple. And people may disagree with this. I did say a little bit there, hurting people's feelings. Okay. You've got one generation that are their feelings are brittle as glass. They need to grow a tough skin just a little bit. But you made a comment that I was going to mention. Something that irks me, and I think we've talked about it before, is you get somebody doing something good and they want to video themselves doing it for someone and post it on social media. That bothers me. That really, really bothers me that they do that,
So there's a fine line there, and I want to stop you really quick, because there's a difference between
educating,
setting all this up. What'd you say?
There's a difference in some of the videos that educate people versus exploiting the people.
Right. And there's also the videos where you set all this up because you want, and you record their reaction. Right. But it's not, hey, let me get my phone out. Oh, hey man, do you need me to buy this for you? Do you have enough money to do that, with the fucking phone in their face, don't do that shit.
No.
But like, if you're gonna like set something up and like surprise somebody and like record a reaction and it's a good thing, then that has a different intent. It has a different vibe, because at the end of the day, it all boils down to intent. What is your intent behind it? If your intent is pure, then you have nothing to worry about.
Definitely. Dirty Dan, is there that was great that you did that, brother. The Gardening Brothers of UFOs, Tube UFOs. Was there anything to add about it, like how they got ridiculed or anything to that effect?
It was they had two separate posts on two separate platforms, and it went from worse to worser.
Really?
Yeah. So there was over 18,000 comments alone on the initial Facebook post. It was shared over 1 million times, and there's no trace of the brothers on Facebook anymore. There was that much hate.
So they evidently just deleted the whole account.
And it wasn't so. Reading through the article that had like the screenshots or whatever, it wasn't even a weird or malicious post. It was just a guy who took a picture of what he saw and said, "My brother and I were out gardening and we suddenly had this greeting us. What is this?" And then bam.
And wow, you know, there's a lot of assholes in this world. I mean, there really are.
So it was a little rough to see.
I want to break this comment down a little bit. Treat others how you want to be treated. Actions speak louder than words. Actions 100% speak louder than words. But it's not just treat others how you want to be treated. I think it also, like, it breaks down a little bit further than that. Like, treat people accordingly. Treat people accordingly, because even though I want to be treated a certain way, if you come out your neck sideways at me, I'm not going to treat you with the same level of respect that I would treat somebody else with, because you already ruined it. Yes, Dirty Dan, you have a question?
Well, I just want to add, my saying is, if you don't exhibit any common sense, then you're not entitled to any common courtesy. I watched this TikTok, and he explained it very well. And he said that, you know where I'm going with this, right? Like, and you know, because you're a bouncer, right? So if you go to any club, you go to any nightclub or bar or whatever, there's a cover charge, right? You know that there's going to be a cover charge, whatever it is, $5, $10, whatever. There's still a cover charge. So that cover charge is your boundaries, is common courtesy, is civility, is respect, right? Is manners. And if you can't pay that cover charge, if you can't meet that basic level of civility, then you're not getting in. You're done.
Well, you know, and that's a very good point. But you would have some of this new generation, you know, would be like, "You're just singling me out because I don't have any money. It's all about money." You know, you
shouldn't be trying to come out to a bar in the first place. Go to bed.
Good point. Rebecca, is there anything before we move on, we'll say what one that you have that you want to talk about or add to?
I hope you're going to pull up what you had on that screen, because I kept getting distracted looking over.
So I Googled while you guys were talking. This was like way back in the beginning of the season episode. Wow, what am I talking about? Anyway.
Good morning.
Hold on a second. And you were like, "Oh, there's been a lot of like UFO sightings in Ohio." And then Dirty Dan I wanted to see what ranking it was, because it's ranking 8, by the way. Okay. Top 10 Ohio turned into ranking 8. And then I saw, the inside the shadowy Hangar 18 in the U.S. Air Force Base that holds UFO debris from Roswell and alien dead bodies. And I was all right, I'm fucking scrolling this shit. So
they have a picture of the Air Force Museum there.
Yeah, let me
an old picture.
Copy. Let me do this real quick. Hold on. Stay tuned.
You are totally fine. Now, Hangar 18 is something that we, you know, I have researched that before, and even the TV show Project Blue Book, which they should never have canceled, was an excellent show.
I'm glad you finally watched that.
Oh, dude, I have watched that twice, you know, all the way through. Now, if you know, you're listening or watching on Twitch this morning, if you do watch this, I will give you a warning. It does get canceled, and you know, there is no more episodes, but you know, the last episode that is ever, mentioned. If the season would have progressed, it would have been great because one of the guys gets transported to Antarctica.
Yeah.
And,
I think they got canceled for a reason.
Oh, I thought the same exact thing. They got canceled for a reason. You're hitting a little too close to home.
So, Hangar 18 at Ohio's Wright-Patterson Air Force Base have been swirling since the 1940s. There are unsustained rumors that the military keeps alien bodies at the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. So this might be why, because they're trying to get their shit back. Physical evidence of UFO is stored by Washington inside the shadowy warehouse at the base. Flying saucers, alien bodies, even extraterrestrials. So let's take extraterrestrials for a second. You know how we're always talking about this and like the flat Earth model and how it's like beyond the ice wall. So terrestrial is land. So it literally translates, if you look at an etymology dictionary, to extra land. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. And the Blue Room, which also inspired Project Blue Book.
No, which was inspired by.
The name was inspired by. Yeah, that's what it says. Good job, Dirty Dan. I know, it's just interesting. I found this article.
I would love to look in Hangar 18. I think there still may be. What are you laughing at, Dirty Dan?
I'm being an asshole.
Yeah, don't ignore him. Just ignore him. He's fine.
Okay. Well, before I was rudely interrupted by a laugh or heckle, somebody making fun of me for my comment.
You.
Okay.
It wasn't you.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, that's how I interpreted it, sir, because I was speaking and I hear so.
Listen, go to bed.
But do you still think that there's a lot of stuff at Hangar 18 or it's been moved out elsewhere?
Well, yes, no, and yes.
Okay. Please explain.
And we've talked about this on the radio show and my involvement in.
That's what she said.
All of those types of things, and with my dad, and it just. There's something there that they are not happy about. People trying to figure out that's there. And that whole base points right to it.
Yeah.
It's set up like that. And right here where the point is.
I wonder if it's in line with Orion's belt.
Well,
it's pointing to Roswell.
Yes, it is a straight line to Roswell. Now, and if you go and research DUMBs and deep underground military bases, I honestly believe that there is a strong possibility that there is an underground roadway, highway, tunnel, expressway, whatever, from Roswell to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and Hangar 18.
We've had that on the radio shows that when my father and I were there last time, we took the long way around because there was a giant tunnel-looking entrance that we saw trucks go into, and there ain't nothing there but ground.
Now, honestly, how long let's say that there is a tunnel that goes from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base to Roswell. How long do you think it would take to travel? I mean, that is a long distance, but it is pretty much a straight shot underground. Rebecca.
I think that it takes them no time to travel that at all because they have certain technology that is not yet available to us that allows them to transport things almost immediately, just like the transplanetary transportation system underneath the ocean floor.
I had never thought about that.
I think it's like those like the bullet like subway trains we had vroom vroom.
Right. Now, Beautifully Calm had a comment. They speculate that Denver to New York City is 30 minutes underground. Wow.
Yeah. See? Vroom vroom. They go fast as flock, boy. There it is.
Oh.
Next.
Now, okay, moving on. I'm going to talk about the 1952 Washington Dc Ufo Incident, and we have mentioned this before. It has been quite a while. Are you two familiar?
Isn't that what Independence Day was made or inspired by?
It was on. All right. Independence Day was inspired by that event, plus the Roswell crash that happened, like 5 years before, and the TR-3B sightings of the early to mid 80s. Take all of those, and that's what inspired it. But if you've never heard about the 1952 Washington D.C. incident, from July 12th to July 29th of 1952, a series of unidentified flying objects were reported flying over the White House in Washington, D.C. This, at the time, was the most publicized sightings ever, and this made front page news everywhere. You can actually go back and pull old newspaper articles, and they actually have pictures. Now, I don't know if these pictures were actual photos that were taken, because this does not say. It just has a picture, of several lights over the White House and then the story. But in 1997, a CIA historian, Gerald Haynes, mentioned that Truman was very concerned over the sightings, and that in regards to this, he launched and created the Office of Scientific Intelligence and the Office of Current Intelligence to review the situation. Ultimately, an Air Force representative said that the UFOs were misidentified.
You muted, Goose.
Can you hear me now?
You muted. How'd you mute?
Unmute him.
I can't. He muted himself.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Ultimately,
I have no clue why that did that.
That was super weird.
Wait, my mouse is moving around by itself on screen. Seriously.
What were you going to say after ultimately? Hold on, now I'm invested.
Okay. Well,
that's what takes you to get.
No, because I was looking stuff up in relation to what he was talking about.
Yeah.
But
wow, I have never had this before. Wait 1 second here.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Your mouse straight moved on you on a radio show.
Yes. All right. I finally have control back. Whoa. I swear, I think that someone just ghosted my MacBook.
My Mac, they can't do this shit.
They just ghosted my MacBook. Now, because right before I regained control of my mouse, the mouse, the pointer on the screen got really big. It was like 3 inches big, and then boom, back normal size. Wow. Tell me that the government is not listening to our show without telling me the government is not listening to our show.
So we heard ultimately, and then it cut out. So what were you going to say after ultimately that they didn't want us to hear?
Did you hear the part about the Office of Scientific Intelligence being created in the office? Okay.
Yeah, and you finished that part, and they said ultimately blank.
Okay. Ultimately, the UFOs were an Air Force representative named John Sanford said that the UFOs were misidentified as stars or meteors or other unknown radar targets that could be explained by temperature inversion. That is what they say were the 1952 UFOs in the incident over Washington, D.C. Now, let me ask you a question. You've got these on radars. You've got people trained to watch radar. Okay, because, you don't know what's coming over. Wouldn't your training able you to identify meteors or stars versus something in that airspace?
Now, let me counter this with another question.
Okay.
/ statement. You do understand that, especially back then, they had whole platoons of PR people versus other soldiers actually being trained to do jobs just to handle just to handle these situations, right?
Yeah, man. But I mean, they.
So the people
This
who
is
were
some of
talking, the people who talked had no fucking idea what was actually going on, and they were just the guinea pigs that just say yes sir and yes ma'am and are repeating verbatim exactly what they're told to say because that's what they're trained to do.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, these are some of the most lame explanations ever. There were stars or meteors.
Right.
Now, the part that gets me that sticks out in this news article, it says other unknown radar targets. So
Because
they kind
that's
of
what
leave.
goes to the higher ups.
Yeah. But I mean, all right, if I'm going to say, all right, if you're fixing barbecue, okay, Dirty Dan, that's something you're knowledgeable about. You know what you're doing. You know how to heat the meat and push the stuff down to get the best flavoring and all that stuff to put in. All right. And if I say, if I'm representing your barbecue company and, somebody gets sick or it don't taste good to them or your meat chokes them, because they can't breathe, they just inhaled your meat. Why? I mean, if I come back and say, "Oh well, he put too much flavoring on that," or he put nuts on it and he didn't know you were allergic, that is putting you down, and I represent you. That's the same thing. The Air Force watching a radar unit, saying that something is unidentified, and them putting them down, making them look basically like they don't know what they're doing, saying that it's stars or meteors. Yeah. If I'd rather just come out and be like, we don't know what this is, versus throwing my people under the bus.
But that's the problem, is that back then, more so than you do now, because now they're just saying we don't know. And then spend a whole bunch of our money to go create offices and departments to try and still not know because they still won't tell the truth. And, we're back to square one. Anyway, I digress. Okay, bye. Whoop.
That comment, have you guys followed that? I do believe that is 100% fact.
I think Jackie Gleason is an alien, but anyway.
Jackie Gleason's dead. He's been dead quite a while.
What? Well,
go ahead, man. Make fun of the dead.
You have your field officer who is reporting what his radar tech is seeing. The field officer reports to his command officer. The command officer reports to his, so on and so forth. So, it's whispered down the alley, and when they had it set up that way, and Lord knows only what the fuck they're actually getting at the top, they could have said, there's a large red object, two smoke signals coming off it, coming towards us, and they'll get large red us by the time, you get there. You don't know. And that's why they had it set up so that you had the pretty boy PR guy that just repeated words that was whispered to his ears in sweet nothingness. That's it.
We will be back in just a few minutes. And if you're listening to the podcast, you're going to enjoy a Mother's Day treat from Mr. T.
She spent to keep clothes on my back and tried to pay the rent. E is calls when I stayed out late. The last letter is that she taught me respect, and for the room up in heaven that I know she'll get. Mother, there is no other like mother, so treat her right. Mother, I always love her. My mother, so treat her right, treat her right.
Treat her right, treat your mother right. Treat her right, treat her
You're listening to Here to Chew Bubblegum, recorded from a secret location in the city that moves mountains.
Hello, everyone. I'm Goose with Here to Chew Bubblegum News. Our first story, the news headline reads, Representative Tim Burchett on UFO findings. Representative Tim Burchett from Tennessee believes the Pentagon knows more than they're saying following the latest secret briefings on UFOs. There's an arrogance in government at the level that we cannot handle. What's going on out there, Burchett said on Monday. It's a bogus cover-up. It doesn't fit, and it's about power and control, he continued. Burchett has joined lawmakers on both sides of the aisle seeking to apply pressure on members of the Senate Intelligence and Armed Services Committee after disappointment in their latest data collection efforts. Did you know that Ohio is a big UFO state? Ohio ranks 6th in the United States for UFO sightings. According to the Mutual UFO Network, aka MUFON, several unexplained flying objects have been reported in Akron, Mayfield Heights, Crestline, and other communities in recent months. Recently reported Fox 8 in Cleveland. Rectangles, triangles, and disc in formation have been described by on-ground witnesses. A Tik Tok time traveler from 2236 makes bold predictions. Some of his predictions include and say that on June 17th, signs of the biggest ocean creature to date is found in the Pacific Ocean. On September 16th, a very popular musician will come out and admit that he faked his death. And by the end of the year, robots will take up to 20% more jobs, replacing humans. This has been some news headlines and news with Goose on Here to Chew Bubblegum.
Sir, do you have any idea what your wife has to do to run your house? Come on, doesn't she deserve a break? Take her out to dinner at home with convenient, delicious Colonel Sanders Kentucky Fried Chicken. Made from the Colonel's secret recipe of 11 herbs and spices. It's the best tasting chicken you ever ate, and the best way to say thank you to your busy wife. Enjoy Sunday dinner tonight at your house. Colonel Sanders fixes Sunday dinner 7 days a week. And it's finger-licking good.
Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, Mama, rock me.
You're listening to Here to Chew Bubblegum. If Abraham Lincoln were alive, he'd listen, but he's dead.
And we're back. And if you're listening to the podcast, I forgot to outro that you'll be hearing a news segment, a return of the news segment. How long will it last? We don't know. But we hope you did enjoy that as we start segment 3. And before we do what's on the format, I want to call my mother real quick, if that's okay with you guys. And I'm going to call her later on today as well. She texted me earlier during the show. So let's give her a call here right now. Can you guys hear that? Okay. Again, we're calling my mom.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I am good. You are live on Twitch and on the Here to Chew Bubblegum podcast. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you so very much.
DirtyDan told me to tell you that your voice sounds awful.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did.
Do not let him lie to you. Happy Mother's Day, Mama
Happy
Goose.
Mother's
I
Day,
don't
Mama
think he
Goose.
said that.
Oh, so you are doing okay this morning, correct?
Yes.
Well, is there anything you want to say to the Here to Chew Bubblegum audience and all the other mothers out there?
I would like to say a big happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Okay.
And their grandmothers and great-grandmothers.
Uh-huh. Is there anything exciting that you've done this morning on Mother's Day?
No.
I bet I know the first thing you did when you got up. I bet you peed.
Well, yes.
See, I am psychic, Mom. I've always told you that I am psychic.
Oh, I know. Well, what's going to happen to me today then, psychic?
Well, you will drink a cup of coffee if you've not already done that.
I'm in the process of doing
Okay.
that.
See. And I don't want to spoil everything else for you, but we have people live on Twitch also wishing you happy Mother's Day.
Well, that is so nice.
You know what? I bet
Very nice.
I bet
Thank
Goose
you
is going to call you
so
again
very
later today,
much.
Mama Goose.
Did you hear what Dirty Dan said? He said, I bet Goose is going to call you again later on today. And Dirty Dan, you are correct. I am going to call her again later on today.
Well, wonderful. I love talking to you, David. Every day.
Well, yes, and I always, for those of you that don't know it, I always text my mom good morning and good night every single night. She goes to bed early sometimes, and she'll text me like at 7 o'clock in the evening, and she'll be like, "I'm going to bed." So then I'll text her good night, and right.
We're just getting started at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
But I go to bed and I watch TV.
Oh, okay. Have you watched anything good?
I have. Let's see, what was that movie? I'll have to.
Was it Debbie Does Dallas?
What?
Was it Debbie Does Dallas?
No. What was the movie I told you to watch?
I would have to pull it up, and I think it might have been Edward Penis Hands. Was that the one you told me to watch?
No, it was not.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. You are awful.
Well,
let me see if I can find that.
Okay.
Title.
Now, my mom had never saw Forrest Gump until like 3 or 4 years ago. She never saw Forrest Gump.
Hey, do you know what generation Forrest Gump was a part of?
Really good movie. Really.
Mom, can you hear Dirty Dan?
No.
Go ahead, Dirty Dan.
Do you know what generation Forrest Gump was a part of?
He said, "Do you know what generation Forrest Gump was a part of?"
What generation?
Yes.
I hadn't thought about it. Not really. No, I don't know.
Gen A.
He said Gen A.
Oh. Okay. Well, I can't find
Mama Goose, you have the patience of a saint.
And Rebecca said you have the patience of a saint.
Oh, well, you have to when you have a son and his name is...
Well, thank you very much for telling my real name on the show. People just usually know me as Goose. So, but
Oh,
She
I'm
threw you
sorry.
right under the bus
Well,
and
that's
threw that picture of
real
her
name.
and
You'll
ran
be
over
telling
it.
definitely. Thank you very much, Racine.
Hey, hold on. What happened now?
What?
Oh, well, I don't know if did I tell them last time about the I noticed, that Easter's been.
Yeah, it's time to hang up, but I want to wish you Happy Mother's Day.
Tell them about that Easter egg.
Yes, you did. You told them about an Easter egg that I hid for like 2 weeks when I was little and it stank, and so yeah.
Oh.
But you have a Happy Mother's Day, Mom, and I love you very much, and thank you for all that you do and for all that you have done for me.
Oh, that is so sweet. You're worth it. You are worth it, David. And I'm glad you called me, and I love you so much.
Well, and I love you too, and I will give you a call back this afternoon. And again, Happy Mother's Day. I love you, Mom.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye. And that was Mama Goose.
Do some editing on that. I'm going to do Mama Goose's personal contact information. Please, I need more stories.
Oh, she could tell you some stories.
Where did you hide the egg?
I actually hid it in a toy box because I was like 5 years old, and I helped her make these Easter eggs, and one of them was like this, my favorite color, blue, and it had a sticker of the little Peter Cottontail rabbit on it. And I remember that I would not hide that egg because I didn't want to lose it. And I actually hid it in a toy box, and it was there for like 2.5 weeks. And I remember her coming in and going, "What is that smell?" And I'm like, "That's my egg." She's like, "Give me that." I'm like, no. So I actually hid it in the bottom of a toy box, and she spent probably about 45 minutes digging around to find it. And I'm surprised it didn't crack. I mean, hit cracked. Hit was cracked, and it smelled.
Was it hard boiled?
Yes. It was hard boiled, but it still smelled awful. I mean, it was.
Yeah, that's bad. But at least it wasn't like a raw egg.
No.
A raw. No.
She's something else. But we are going to return this week with the question of the week returns. And the question of the week this week is, do you think any upcoming world events will reshape the way we live our day-to-day life within the next 6 months? And you can comment on that now. We will post this on the Facebook page. I will also post this on the Here to Chew Bubblegum TikTok. And we will read some of your answers next week in segment 3. Again, the question of the week, the return of the question of the week. Do you think any upcoming world event will reshape the way we live our day-to-day life within the next 6 months? Rebecca, answer it now. What's your thoughts?
So I have a lot of thoughts about a lot of things. What are you shaking your head for, DirtyDan?
What you just showed me.
Do I think any upcoming world events will reshape the way that we live our day-to-day life within the next 6 months? I think that the one thing that we can always count on is change. Things are constantly changing, and it's about accepting that things are always changing and just kind of going with the flow of it. But if the last 2 years have provided any evidence, things change in less than 6 months, right? What's the going right now? Like the difference between a conspiracy and a fact is about 6 weeks.
6 weeks, yeah.
Or no,
Yeah.
14 days.
So I think there's going to be some big things coming up that are going to try and shake humanity in the wrong direction. And I think that this is the time to get real solid with who you are and get real solid with your purpose and your path, and don't let anything shake you from that.
DirtyDan? Before you start, DirtyDan, you could not top her answer. Hers was like, boom, cream of the crop. DirtyDan, take it away with your putrid little answer.
I'll go second next time.
I'm just, personally, how I live day to day is these diesel prices are getting out of hand. So
dude, diesel, gas, everything's getting out of hand, man.
A bicycle.
I need a Huffy. I take that shit off some jumps.
Hell yeah! There you go. Did you want to add anything, DirtyDan, before I give my answer?
I don't know about the next 6 months, because clearly population control didn't work last time they tried it. Anyway, until we get that imbalance, because the world is just like water, and you know the pH scale 7.4. When we cross 7.4 billion people on this planet, shit started rolling downhill real fucking quick and not stopping. So until we can get back to a happy harmony, shit's gonna suck.
I think that things could happen. I don't know what they are. I think you need to look at what's going on in other countries and how quick it escalates, and that may transfer over into the United States. You know, China recently started back with lockdowns and so forth, and you've got people, you know, rebelling and tearing down facial recognition cameras that are posted throughout parts of the city. So, you know, look at what's going on around us, and that could translate.
So, comment off of what you said, though, I disagree a little bit.
Okay.
I don't think that is going to come to the States because we have the Second Amendment. There's a reason why wars don't happen on U.S. soil. There's too many of us. The U.S. gun owner population outnumbers any fucking army, and they have pissed off the wrong demographic. You got to think, like, let's look at all of the, I'm not even paying attention to what Cash is doing right now. We got to look at all of the hunters and all of the country folks that have guns and that just sit patiently and wait for squirrels to run across tree branches for fun. Like, you don't stand a chance.
You know, and I do agree with what you're saying. And I've always said the state we live in is one of the, I think, safest states, period, because of what you said. At the same time, you know, you had 9/11, you know, and I know that's not a war, but we were attacked on our own homeland.
By our own people.
Yes. But, you know, and I'm not saying stuff that's happened in China could happen here. They tried that, you know. They found out really quick that was not going to fly. That was not going to work here. I just think that things that happen in other countries could either like snowball. You could have a snowball effect. So forth. Not this exact same thing, but let's say like you've got a country. What's the country that we depend on for oil right now? A Middle Eastern country. Let's say something happens there, and then it's going to have an effect on us. If that makes sense to you.
Well,
don't we have enough oil to like
shouldn't
supply?
Be depending on another
right? Like
oil.
Exactly. But you know,
I feel like it's just going to like all of the really loud negative shit that's happening. Negativity is so much louder than positivity, and all that's doing is everything is crumbling right now so that it can expose the truth. It's waking up as many people as possible, and it's exactly what needs to happen to make people move. Like this needs to happen so that you finally get it.
Got you.
I was reading an article the other night from a petroleum expert and analyst who's pretty much dismissed himself from that field because of how greedy and crazy this trend is going with no sight and end, or no stop and end, because he said we're going to run ourselves into the ground because we're choosing to, instead of just opening our eyes and taking the right path. And the breakdowns of everything, like, I knew it was bad. I knew there's corruption in it. Like, it's fuck. He exposed a lot, and it is way worse than I think anyone ever really knew or thought.
Yeah. Just, you know, on the best of shows that we did, the last few episodes, I always tried to end on a positive note. And if you listen to those, you know, I'd always end on a positive note. And just, you know, watch out for your family, watch out for your friends. take care of those that you can take care for. You know, I mean, we don't know what lies ahead in the next 6 months. But again, the question of the week, do you think any upcoming world event will reshape the way we live our life today within the next 6 months? Like I said, we'll be posting that. And you can comment. Hell, you could even text 606-373-3396 to let us know your answer to that question. Before we do the plugs, I want to give a shout out to a guy that I've been watching on TikTok. He does catch the scammer. I can't think of the name of it. I apologize, but his name's Chad Huber. So be sure to check him out. What he does is women contact him wanting game cards, Steam cards, iTunes cards, and he strings them along and sends them a potato. Again, that's Chad Huber. You can find him on TikTok. Don't forget about upcoming episodes of Mingo Moments, Cooking with DirtyDan, and The Shipwreck Show. DirtyDan, turning it over to you, my friend.
All right. So we are still working on some upcoming things. Don't forget to go out and check out our friends over at CarbonCaptureShield.com. That is a company that is made by our very own dear friend DJ Nicky II. They unfortunately did not win the X Prize. They were not the #1 finisher in that. They did come in rather well though. So they've been able to launch some other ventures with that. Go check them out. Go give them support. Excuse me. Don't forget our wonderful Gooseland unable to say Till Valhalla project.
Till Valhalla project. See, buddy, I said it.
He's been practicing.
Yes, I have.
Go check out TillValhallaProject.com. Spread the word, spread the message, spread the awareness. And don't forget to go check out our friends on their website, AdventuresWithPurpose.com, and on YouTube, Adventures with Purpose, and see all the good they're bringing.
Before I continue here, the comment, it had to be a potato.
Had to be a potato.
Yes, he would actually mail them a potato.
Wear a mask.
So.
You know, I got sent a potato once.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah. I got doxxed.
Yes.
I got doxxed big time on the internet. I had a bunch of
I actually remember that.
I even got hate.
Yeah, he got sent a really disappointing glitter bomb. It was just a bunch of little tiny penises on top of Joe Biden's face, which we found hilarious.
They did not think that.
And then I also got sent a fake bag of shit and a potato that said "wear a mask." Yeah, to my address.
I actually had forgot about that. But he Chad Huber sends these guys, if he gets their address, sends them potatoes. I want to say special thanks to Carlin for all the voiceover work. Be sure to check out and support friends of our show that have their own shows. I'm talking about CK and Uncle Bill over at deadpit.com, Talk Junkie with Justin Perkins, Jordan and Brad of Down on the Holler, Seth Embergy with Seth's Daily Podcast, Elliot Gertie and Beagle of SpookyFamilyPodcast.com, Chris Sloan with the Mountain Mysteries Podcast.com. Don't forget about Cronkite, Snowman, and Large Marge over at Paranormal Trucker on YouTube. And be sure to check out Beyond the Paranormal Podcast with John Marshall every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. And you can find that on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. If you want to awaken more, as always, check out the lovely Rebecca Short on TikTok and Twitch. Yes.
I turned it into a sheep. This is Porch the Potato.
Hey. Real quick, have you ever ate a raw potato?
Yeah.
I love those.
It's starchy.
Yes, but those are like the best source of protein.
Raw or not?
Though, I mean.
Have you ever eaten a raw onion?
Yes, I have.
Sorry.
All the time. My favorite is green raw onions.
Oh, there's a fuck ton of them growing in the yard, and I'm doing a really good job of propagating an onion on my kitchen counter. So we're just going to leave that there and let it grow. Apparently, you can plant it and make more onions. I'm still unsure of it, so we're going to test it. And
you can do the same thing with a pineapple. You can cut the top off of it and plant it, and you'll get a pineapple. Now, it takes about 2 years.
In my telegrams about pineapples, where you cook the rind and the core, and you boil it, and you add a whole bunch of other stuff, and you make like a very, very powerful like serum that you can drink that like cures you and like cleans out all these toxins and like helps like your immune system and your digestive. Yeah.
I definitely need to try that.
You grew a whole pineapple?
Yes, and it took about 2 years. but it did grow. But, you know, it was in a pot. So, but it was cool. It was cool. That'll do it for this week. We'll see you next week. And until then, so long for now.
Maybe I'm not leaving. Finish it.
No, you finish
it. Oh, it would have been cute if I was like, oh, maybe I'm not leaving, and then you were like, oh, maybe we're just going home. So, but you fucked it up.
You fucked it up.
That's all right. Flock her out.
Flock her out.
Thanks for listening to Here to Chew Bubblegum. Tune in next time as we dive deeper into things the government doesn't want us to know.